Hello everyone, this is Tom, the Lone Wolf Prepper, and welcome to the Lone Wolf Prepper Lives channel. It is July 24th, 2025. Anyway, tonight we're going to talk about what if SHTF never comes? That's what we all prepare for, right? What if we deal with the status quo that's going on and progressively getting worse for the next 40 years before something happens or people can get excited about a change? What if we got to sit there and prepare for digital currency and rationing? Prepare for a time when it's going to be illegal to be a prepper because they're going to want everybody dependent on the government. And that's one thing we need to really consider as preppers. What are we going to do if in 30 years goes by and the status quo doesn't change? How do you prepare then? Anyway, for more government control, basically what I'm saying. How do you prepare for more government control? 1984. How do you prepare for 1984? There's really no way to do it, is there? Because everything's going to belong to the collective, and you're not going to be allowed to, if you are allowed to have a garden, you'll have to sit there and get a permit to have it, and it'll be inspected, and everything will be taken from you anyway. But this is a legitimate question. As preppers, how are we going to prepare if the status quo doesn't change? And every day just gets progressively worse, and for some reason the human beings have switched off their intelligence to allow it to happen. Universal basic income. Talk about rationing. Talk about it don't matter what your job pays you, okay? You can have $1 million a year job or $1 million or $10 million or 10 million credit a year job, right? Because it'll be credits then. But you're only going to be allowed to spend it on what the government tells you you can spend it on. Everything, this digital currency is putting the government as primary signature on your bank account. And you're the secondary signature. Because you basically, even though it's your money, you got to worry about the government approving the sale of anything from a ballpoint pen, pound of hamburger, soda pop, Second Amendment stuff like the shells and stuff. How do you prepare for something like that? Where everything is tracked. How do you prepare? And you can't help nobody out. You know why? Because everybody complains about self-checkouts. There ain't no checkouts no more. So everybody's going to think it's going to be great when all you got to do is go around shopping and walk right out the door with your stuff and all the RFID tags, read out, ping, 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 and, it's done. But you know what? And it comes off your card automatically. All you do is walk through the door. I guess that would take care of shoplifting now, wouldn't it? But anyway, the bad part about this is everything you bought now is connected to you. Do you understand what I mean? That individual item is now connected to you. So if you go off trying to help somebody out and give them a can of beans or a bag of beans or rice, but it's connected to you, do you understand where this can all go? How do you prepare for that? Now, how I am preparing as a lone wolf is obviously I'm not going to be dealing with society, okay? I'll go be a lone wolf out in the mountains. But, what do we do if nothing changes? What I mean by nothing changes, it gets worse. Everything progressively gets worse. Think of where we were at 10 years ago and where we're at today and where we're going to be at 5 years from now. It's just beyond stupid. Hey, everybody liked my AI I got behind me every once in a while. Now I got heaven behind me. And then I'm going to be back in Nebraska. Anyway, the joys of wanting to put videos on YouTube. See, there's nothing you got to deal with. People are not even allowed to tell the truth. 1984, people. This is what it boils down to. How do you prepare for 1984? How do you do it? The thing is, you got to get the hell away from people. You got to be. You're like I say, you're not even going to be allowed to be a prepper. You're not going to be allowed to be self-sufficient. You will be required to be dependent on the government, and they will know everything about you. 1984 people, like I say, we all prepare for SHTF. What happens if we don't get it and we just get this new normal more and more, day on and day in and day out? Something to think about to prepare for. How are you going to prepare when it's illegal to be a prepper? When it's illegal to have a garden? When all your animals will be registered. If you want to sit there and have a pig that you hide out so you can sit there and raise it so you can butcher it, those days are over. Okay? No. Anyway, crazy times. But like I say, I know it's not going to be safe to be around people then. And I'm headed for the mountains. I don't know what your plan is, but something to think about in your prepping thing. What if SHTF don't hit and the status quo just keeps going forward? Anyway, 1984. How do you prep for 1984? Anyway, this is Tom, the Lone Wolf Prepper. Give you something to think about. And I am out of here.